So Michael is a 17-year-old who is in my high school youth group, which we call High Tide, because we're right by the ocean. And one day after youth group, Michael stayed behind. And Michael doesn't usually stay behind. You know, you have the regular kids who do that. But everyone had left for the day, and Michael stayed behind, and I could tell he wanted to talk to me, and he looked very nervous, he really had something important to either tell me or say to me. So he comes up to me and he's like, "Rachel, can I ask you a question?" And I was like, "Yes." And he was like, if Noah's Ark landed in Afghanistan or wherever it landed, I need to know, how did the penguins get from Afghanistan to Antarctica? And I was like, that's a very good question. So, and I thought it was a really great question. It's hard not to laugh with questions like those because they're really sweet and earnest, and almost silly, on the surface. But I realized that it was actually a really important ministry moment for Michael and I, because I think what Michael was really trying to understand was, is the Bible true? And in our world, in our natural world, how do I make sense of what the Bible is telling me up against or next to what we know about reality or about what science tells us? And I knew it was important that whatever response I give to Michael was actually going to matter to him. And in the moment, I really tried to be more present to the question, but also to ask him questions back. But that also showed me the importance of actually engaging questions about science with our youth. And it doesn't have to start when they're 17. It's maybe even better to do it when they're in 6th grade. And I found this to be true too. In the spring, I gave my middle schoolers an opportunity to write on a note card whatever question they wanted. It was going to be anonymous, whatever question they're curious about the Bible, about life, about God. And there were 15 kids there that day, and when I got the questions back, at least 5 of them asked about the Big Bang, and at least 4 of them asked about evolution and Adam and Eve and how it all fits together. And so that means 2/3 of the questions were related to science and faith. And so it's becoming even more clear to me that it's really an important thing that youth ministers are cultivating these conversations in their youth communities.